And if you believe that you're a part of a religion that is loving and accepting and, is forgiving, then own up to all the versions of you. Be proud of who you are. Hello, guys, and welcome back to this week's episode of Yip To My Yap. I'm going to be talking about something today that is something that I know can get touchy, and there's so many things I have to preface this with to get through this, but promise me when I say that I have no issues with anyone of any specific religions, yada, 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 because that is not who this video is for. I started recording this randomly. I'm in my pajamas. I just came out from a night out, and I've just been so annoyed and just bothered by ignorant people or people who like to hide behind religion or judge people based on their religion. And that's who I'm getting. I'm getting at the hypocritical people. I'm getting at the ignorant people, because this has just been, like my eye just wants to twitch. So let me start by saying this. Whatever religion you are or you associate with does not matter to me. It has never mattered to me. It will never matter to me. I will respect your decisions. I will respect your beliefs. And that's that. That has always been my stance. What I don't like, and this is because of people I've experienced in real life. I do not like people who feel the need to judge me in my decisions and the way that I live because of their faith. Like, listen, when it comes to Christianity and all that stuff, I have no problem with anyone who worships. I have no problem with anyone who believes in God. No problem with anyone, I don't know all the correct terminology, and that's just the honest truth. But whatever it is that you do, whoever your God is, however many you have, doesn't matter to me. I have so much respect for you and your beliefs. If we are friends, if we're not friends, I just really want to drill that part in, that my issue is not what you believe in. It's not, how you practice your religion, none of that. My issue is when you judge other people for not living the same lifestyle as you. And it is so okay to distance yourself from people who you feel don't align with your values. That's fine. But do you see how I worded that? It has nothing to do with religion. Nothing. Like, your whole identity is not your religion. I think that's a fair thing to say. Your whole identity should not be, the person or entity that you pray to. That's not how it works. You are your own human. You are your own person. You lead your own life. So I already lost where I was going with that. Point is, I just have a bone to pick with people who use religion to judge others. I think that's just the main thing we're saying today. So I want to start talking about all of this with a post that I saw on my Explore page. And this is a page that, what does it say? It says that it's a page dedicated to Christ. Okay, so that's the premise of this page. And it's a carousel, and it says, "The world will call you crazy for talking to Jesus, all while they worship rocks." Okay. "The world will label you with religious psychosis for asking the Holy Spirit to guide you, but normalize getting advice from a demon through mediums. The world will accuse Christians of being closed-minded while they refuse to hear the gospel. The world will say you're blind for believing in God while they believe in karma without question. The world will label you crazy for believing in miracles, but they believe in manifesting. The world says our hope in Jesus is delusional while they put faith in crystals and tarot cards. The world says the Bible doesn't know the right way, but will follow horoscopes for direction. The world will call you judgy for standing on biblical truth, but will celebrate sin." So I understand what the author of this post was trying to get at. They're trying to say all these things about how, oh, you say this about us, but you do this. And, forgive me if I'm stupid, but isn't Christianity's thing about like acceptance and forgiveness and how it's not your job to be judging anyone? Like let's start there before I say the other things I want to say. Because that sounded like a really judgy post. And it's a popular post. A lot of people are sharing it. And I'm just like, something's not adding up here. Because if your whole shtick is that God is your guy and he's the one that does all the judgment around here, why are you passing judgment? And why are all these people sharing it and commenting as if they're just better than everyone else? It doesn't make any sense. And if you really read the post, truly, if you read the post, they're drawing parallels between Christianity and a whole bunch of other religions. And what it really is saying is, you judge us for this and you judge us for that, but I'm going to judge everyone who's not a Christian. Make it make sense. And I have several religious friends. I have several friends who put God first. I have several friends who, believe in a whole bunch of things when it comes to like getting married, when it comes to pregnancy, like a lot of things based in faith, like when it comes to their morals, their values, and I will never judge them. I am not against anything that you follow based on your religion, but I am against you judging me for not doing the same. Like we're human beings. We're not all the same. And for you to judge me for not believing in things the way that you believe in them, I'm sorry, but in my book, outside of religion, outside of philosophies, outside of whatever, it's just wrong. It's just wrong to be judgy for that. Now, there are certain things, forgive me for my biases, because I know that I just said that, judging is wrong. But yes, I'll judge you if you're a murderer. I'll judge you if you're a terrible person in that regard. Yeah, completely different situation. I'm not here saying I'm the freaking devil. But I don't know, that post is just going off judging people for not believing in what they believe in, because everything that they mentioned in that carousel are not within the same ideologies. Like you're talking about karma. Pretty sure that's, you know what? Actually, let me just do a quick Google. But I feel like karma, I'm not even going to say it because I don't even want to be wrong anywhere in here, because the judgy hypocrites will say, look, she doesn't even know what she's talking about. All right. Karma is an Indian concept. Okay. So the two that I was stuck between, Hinduism and Buddhism. From what I'm seeing, the karma is something talked about in Hinduism and Buddhism. Cool. So that's within that realm of spirituality, I guess. Then it talks about rocks, right? They use the word rocks. Buddhism and Hinduism, it doesn't talk about rocks. And by rocks, I mean, crystals that they were referring to, because they love calling our crystals rocks. That's not within the same ideology, right? And another thing is that they're just, it's going off about a whole bunch of different kinds of people. So like, it's not even, and not that it would be right to say my religion is better than this religion, but it's just going off on everyone who doesn't believe in a specific religion or considers themselves spiritual or whatever you want to call it. Another thing too is like, there are too many people who are religious who blame people who follow like philosophies, like things like Taoism and Confucianism and all the isms. Like, there are a lot of them that aren't religions. And it's like two things can be true at the same time. You can live a life following this one life philosophy and believe in whatever God you want, And my general take is, wherever we came from the same thing. Okay? Wherever it is that we all spawned from, whether it was a Big Bang, whether if it was the very elementary school idea of God where it was just like, boom, people, whatever the heck it is, there's a big old percentage of us who are wrong in our beliefs. And I have accepted that. I have my own beliefs. The reason we have religion, the reason we have faith is just to have a purpose, We rely on religion when we need something, when we need to have faith, honestly. Like when you need hope, you go to religion. That's it. When people are at the worst moments in their lives, when people are on their deathbeds, they turn to religion. When people are, close to psychosis, or there's just things that are going really bad, they turn to religion, and people have used religion for, I'm trying not to get whatever. There's so many excuses people have used religion for. And, that's inevitable with anything as vague as religion. And it's just like, no matter what it is, like I said, we come from the same thing. And I have accepted that, I have my version of spirituality. I have the things that I do that keep me sane, and I'm not hurting anyone. I have my beliefs and those stay within me. I don't need to preach about them. I don't need to convince anyone to believe what I believe. If I think that you're a good person, you're a good person, and that's fine. And I do not need to force you to believe the things that I believe, and you don't need to force me, and we can coexist. I don't know why coexistence is such an issue for the hypocritical religious people. It doesn't make any sense. So there's that. I was getting somewhere with that. Hypocritical religious people, coexistence. We all come from the same thing. Oh, yes. So I know I keep repeating myself, but I don't I feel like this part doesn't click to a lot of people. There's so many religions, and there are so many parallels between all the religions. I don't want to say all of them, but a decent number of them. Holidays typically land around the same time. There seem to be very similar stories between, most of the religious books. And I don't know why it's that hard of an idea to grasp that maybe these are all just very strange translations of the same story. Okay? I don't know why that's such a hard thing to grasp. I feel like it's so okay to believe in something, right? And wholeheartedly believe in it. If that is what has gotten you by, and, if that is what has kept you sane, if that's what has gotten you to a life worth living, believe in it with your whole fucking heart. I don't blame you. If it works for you, it works for you. And that's the thing with religion. Different things work for different people, and like anything, it's up to interpretation. Some people will use their faith for evil, and some people will use their faith for good. And that's just how the world works. That's just how people are. Some of you guys would like to differ. Some of you guys say we're born evil. Some of you guys say we're born good. You see what I mean? It's just so much interpretation. It's so much room for everyone to be wrong, that for you to have the nerve to believe that you, of all the people in this world, are just so amazing and righteous, it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous. I feel like part of this is just me being very realistic about everything. Like I said, I have my own beliefs, and I'm so okay with them being entirely wrong, and I'm open to them being wrong if they can be proven wrong to me, and if if in some strange way you can prove to me that whatever you believe is what happened, or was the occurrences of life and all that. But no matter what happened, it's still not a right for you to judge me. So that's my stance on that. And the thing with religion that everyone loves is that it's tricky, because no one knows what the heck happened. No one knows, and everybody got a different answer. So everyone just stays in this blurry space of whatever it is that they believe. And my thing is, I keep coming back to this. Why can't we be okay with that? Why can't we be okay with people believing what it is that they want to believe, for as long as it's not imposing any, harm, or just gross, terrible things in this world? Just let people believe whatever they want to believe. Why are you judging? Truly. And something I would love to ask anyone who has just abruptly, turned to religion and has become this reborn human being. Who were you before you turned to religion? Because a lot of you guys seem to not want to talk about that. And one of my issues with religion is that no one likes talking about how they got there. And especially for those of you who like to talk about religions based on forgiveness and how, you're this amazing person now, yada, yada, yada. Talk about the terrible person you were. Talk about the version of you that did all those drugs. Talk about the version of you that had really scary thoughts. Talk about the version of you that, had sex with anything with a pulse. Talk about the version of you that sinned without reason, Like, talk about the version of you that, you know, you're so ashamed of that you judge anyone who resembles it, you know? Like, talk about that because I don't understand how people can switch up. They turn to a religion, they forget everyone they knew before they converted to whatever, or not even converted. Like a lot of people, it's like they just say that they're a religion because that's how they were raised, and they don't truly start practicing until a certain age. So like, I just don't like that. Pre-religion and post-religion, you are two different people. Why can't we talk about religion in a way where it's just like, no, you can still be that version of yourself that you think was a bad person and still accept that, and accept that no matter where you are in life, if you truly believe that where you go when you die is the same as everyone else's, that everyone will go where they're meant to go, no matter at what stage they are in life, because that is not your job to not decide, but like to control. It's not. It's literally not your job. And it's like, I have too many religious friends that are accepting and loving and understanding for me to be ignorant enough to say all people who believe in this religion are ignorant. All people who believe in this religion are terrible people. Like, there's too much evidence that says, no, everyone of any religion can be a loving, amazing human being. So why is it so easy when you become a part of this organization, this institution, whatever you want to call it, that you can just like X out everyone outside of, your little circle? I have several situations in my life or my friends' lives that I can pick and choose from that have impacted the way I view religion. I have one friend. She had been with a guy for some time, and he did some terrible things in the relationship, and he made a big mistake. He made the big mistake again. And when asked why he, made the mistake, he said that it wasn't him. It was the demons. That it wasn't him who did the act, who committed the relationship crime. And it's just like, you can say that. And, both my friend and her boyfriend were both of the same religion. You can say that, but it just doesn't excuse anything. I don't know what this thing is where people just throw religion out there when they don't want to say sorry, when they don't want to take accountability. It's like, you're still a physical human being on this earth. Like, accountability is necessary for functioning relationships. And though he made huge mistakes twice, he still had the nerve to tell other people when they asked, oh, why did you guys break up? Religious differences. No. You willingly cheated twice. Are you for real? And you know who you are. He's not watching this. He hates me. That's just me being dramatic. But it's mind-boggling to me. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me. I've had friends who, how do I put this nice? I've had friends who have told me a lot about their personal social lives and how exciting their social lives are, and their dating lives, to be more specific. And just like, being a young, fun 20-something-year-old woman, like just how exciting and lively it is, and telling me details and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, do you live your life, be safe, yada, yada, yada. I've had friends who like party and who, experiment when it comes to their sexuality. I've had friends who, all those things. And then they've hit a point where religion comes to the forefront, and all of a sudden I don't exist anymore. And at first I was offended by this kind of behavior because I was just kind of like, all right, like you're going to look at me and, view me as some kind of antichrist or something. Like that's kind of messed up because I was just here being a good friend to you and supporting you through whatever, whenever. And all of a sudden, boop, you start believing in something new or start believing in something old or start re-believing in something, whatever switches go on for this group of people. And it's just like, I don't exist. And they love telling people that our values no longer align. And it's like, I don't think that that's it. I really believe that for these people, it's because I knew I had too much information about who you were before you switched up. And that's why I asked that question at the beginning of the episode, because it's like, why are you so like it's you? Like you are, I keep coming back to this. You are just a living human being on this earth. You're doing life for the first time, or depending on your religion, maybe for the second, the third, or the 100th. Like that's up to you. Like that's it. Just none of that matters to me. It's you. You are still a human. As far as I know, you're not an alien. Like you're just a human being, and just accept that you make mistakes. Just accept it. And if you believe that you're a part of a religion that is loving and accepting and, is forgiving, then own up to all the versions of you. Be proud of who you are. Whoever's creation you are, whoever you believe in, be proud of what it is and accept all the parts of it and don't ignore whatever you're ashamed of. Either work on it or just let it be. Like, I mean, with that being said, I feel like shame plays a huge part in religion. I mean, like I said, I'm not a religious person to begin with, but from what I can tell, when you're ashamed of who you are, you go to church. When you had too crazy of a night out, you go to church the next morning. When you did something you weren't supposed to, you go to church and ask for forgiveness or you confess, like, I don't know. All these ideas can be a little touchy, but I believe in loving people. I believe in caring for people. I believe in being a good human being. And I don't think that I need a book to tell me what my morals are. I don't think I need guidance to let me know that some things are just wrong, no matter however which way you slice it. I'm not going to find excuses in a book. And I'm also not going to find excuses to hate someone. Okay? I'm not making exceptions for certain people. I'm just like, no, like, if you want to be gay, be gay. Do you live your life, Like that's fine. What does it have to do with me? Truly. What does it have to doesn't matter. If you want to drink a glass of wine, go crazy. If you want a beer, drink, go ahead. Whatever. Do you? What does it have to do with me? I'm not judging anyone. If you want to have a baby and you're young, but you've got what you need, you've got the support, whatever, live your life. I'm going to be a good friend and I'll be there. What does it matter to me? Like, let's be like, and I don't know if this is Gen Z of me. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. I can control my own life. You can control yours. And it is not my job to tell you how to live. So for those of you who think I'm coming for you because there's a little part of you that knows that you are just judging too hard, it's about time, somebody told you, because no one was going to say this to your face. Why? Not because we're scared, not because we fear your judgment, but because I don't care enough to stay in your life. So I've already left. To anybody I'm throwing subs at, I've already left your life. So, yeah, like, it's just, I don't know. I've had, like I said, too many instances recently where I've just been like, the hypocrisy is insane. So insane. Let me get a little second to woosah. Because It's crazy. Like, another thing too is like, I do not have the same amount or even at all of hate or dislike, because hate is a bad word. I don't like using the word hate. Um, or just like, I don't know what the word is, because I just don't feel it. Like, I'm just like, I don't feel as negatively towards religious people as religious people tend to feel towards me. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Because, like I said, that carousel I referenced, they're naming a bunch of parallels. Like, if someone who I know cares for me hears that I'm going through a tough time, or hears that like something's happening, something's coming up that's like really like, messing with me and whatever, and they say like, I'm gonna pray for you. Or like, I have one friend, he hit me up randomly. I thought it was so sweet. Middle of the day, he was like, "Hey, Eric, I was thinking about you. Like, just like I prayed for you last night." Like, I and no part of me cringes and says like, "Oh my God, like I feel icky," or just like, "Oh, somebody prayed for me." No, like, if you're my friend and you care for me, I appreciate it when you say that you pray for me, because I know it is with good intention. And no matter what it is to you, to me, it just translates to sending good energy to me. And at the end of the day, that's like, if you're talking to God, you're sending that energy out to whoever you believe your higher power is, right? And like I said, wherever it is we came from the same thing. So for me, like, when something is going, bad for one of my friends or whatever, and I want to have my version of praying for them, I send them love and light. And what that is for me, it's probably the same exact practice, laying in bed, and really just like honing in on whatever feelings and emotions and whatever, and just it's an emotional thing to do. Praying is like I said, I will never disrespect anybody's religion. Like, I don't, you get what I'm saying? Like, and another thing too is like, I love when I see my friends believe in something and it's gotten them through. For some people, I mean, honestly, like for me, I just need my friends and my parents. If I need someone to get me through anything, it's them. And, I'm fortunate enough to say that. Obviously, they're not my religion, but like, pretty damn fucking close. um, but yeah, like, I love when I see my friends truly believe in something and it's gotten them through, and they've used whatever parts of their faith to get them to a point that, helps them succeed. I love that. One of my friends, he has like this Instagram page where him and his friends and the people in his church or whatever, like, they go to public spaces and they sing worship songs. And even me watching videos of it, me not being a religious person, I watch it and there's something moving about it, right? And it's like, and religious people, if you want to, you can say that it's God moving me and that it's the, whatever spirit, and, I don't want to use the word energy because you guys hate that. But, like, whatever it is moving through me, that's fine. To me, I just feel like I'm feeling the power of the energy of the group, you know, towards something that they all believe is true, And it's like, no matter what, you can't deny emotion. You can't, I don't know. I hate being that person, like, I'm an empath, blah, blah, blah. But like, if you got 20 people singing a song to, I don't know if you guys sing to God. I don't know who you guys sing to. I don't know if it's like a prayer. Listen, I don't know the direct terminology and I'm not trying to be disrespectful about it, but you're all singing to something or to people, whatever it is. And there's emotion there. And, like, I'd be dumb to say that I don't feel whatever it is that you guys are putting out. But, in Erica language, in my, spirituality language, I'm just feeling the energy that's getting pushed out from you guys through voice. Okay? If we want to put it in super elementary school terms. But like I said, no part of me is just like, ugh, religion. Ugh, get it away from me. No, like, it sounds beautiful. It's great. And I have nothing against it. I truly have nothing against it. And I think that's the part that really bothers me about specifically hypocritical, ignorant, religious people, that they have everything against the things that I stand for. That I can't say, I'll, sending you love and light, sending you like positive energy, da da da, without them trying to negate it in some way, or not even wanting it, or just feeling, honestly, hate in their heart toward me. It's just, It's exhausting to think about. It's so frustrating when people want to treat you terribly or say mean things about you or have assumptions about how your life will end up and base it on their own very specific and unique interpretation of a book that was translated over and over and over and lastly by, said person. Like, give everybody a break, and you're stressing yourself out trying to judge everybody else. Work on yourself first. Like, any sensible person will not listen to you until you're perfect. And unfortunately, we have far less sensible people in this world than we do, not, or who are. You know what I meant. Sorry for this very different episode, but that was just an itch I needed to scratch because I feel like I just need my opinion in one whole piece, covering as much as comes to mind when I'm in heated positions like this. Because the biggest thing that I want people to understand is that all of my critiques, everything that comes out of my mouth when it comes to religion, is not from a place of completely hating religion. I at no point, I don't judge people by their religion. I don't find out that you're whatever religion and think, oh my God, you're not somebody I want to be cool with. I, for a short period of time, dated a man who was abstinent and had not abstinent, celibate. I think celibate is the religious one. And I had no problem with that. You know what I mean? I went as far as, pursuing some kind of relationship with someone who was celibate. And I was open to it, I was just if that's your religious belief and that's how you feel, my thing is, if you're a good human being and you don't judge me for who I am, how I act, and, everything in between, then I could go as far as considering you as a life partner. That's what I mean when I say there is no judgment on my end. And it bothers me that anyone who starts hearing anything come out of my mouth about religion, to think that I'm coming from a place of, I hate religion. I hate, all things religion. I hate anyone who believes in XYZ, because that's not what I'm saying. This is specifically, and I will repeat this over and over and over and over in case you forget between anything that I'm saying, that this is strictly for the hypocritical and ignorant religious people. I know too many religious people who are sane, because those are the only ones I allow myself to associate with, that are amazing and lovely and just warm and cozy. I love them. So this is not for them. They're beautiful souls. I care if you're a good person. I care if you smile at dogs. I care if babies smile at you. I care if you like pretty sunsets, and appreciate them. I care that you appreciate nature. I care that you appreciate your family. I care that you have ambition. I care, that's what I care about. I care that you are a whole, solid human being who can take accountability for their actions, who can appreciate the good in life, who can navigate the bad, and do the best that you can without judgment. That's how I determine whether or not I'm going to keep people in my life. Because that's all you can do. You can only determine who you keep around. You cannot change people because you don't like how they live. That's just the way it is. It is not your job to change anyone. It's your job to control your own life. So worry about that first. That felt good. Felt like a nice little release. All right. I think that's all for today. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, for this different episode, people are just so frustrating. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. And I will see you guys next week if you'll have me. Okay. Bye.